Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and a video that isn't an F1 2020 game experiment. Now, if you remember back to last week, I said there wouldn't be any F1 2020 driver career mode this week because of course we were going to do the Nürburgring video, which was out yesterday. I'm pretty sure most of you probably have seen that already, but then we also had I was going to do a game experiment with the Ferrari and the V10, which I have managed to get 2 more miles an hour, but unfortunately that extra mile an hour has come at a cost, and although I can upshift, the AI can't, and I take an absolutely horrendous line in turn 1 anyway in that thing, and you can see that Leclerc, although I'm up in second, Leclerc is down in second. But so yes, and it gets better because we all know that the F1 2020 game has its issues, and one of these issues is driver transfers, because between Season 2 and Season 3 of the driver career mode there are no transfers whatsoever. So I'm thinking already we might need to spice this up and move away from Red Bull in the middle of the season. I will do a Twitter poll at some point, so it will be a comment. It will be a pinned comment below. So don't, if you have, I'll probably pin it to the next week's video as well, and we'll pick the team. I'm thinking most likely Renault, because we didn't leave them in a very good grace on last year's, because I didn't really enjoy it. I've made one change to the calendar as well. Vietnam is taking a break because I can't get the setup correct, and Abu Dhabi comes in as the finale there, just to change a few things up there. Although I'm already thinking about changing it up yet again for Season 4. Should we have a Season 4, which I think most likely we will. So yes, I haven't done anything to the cars at all because I'm going to save that up for the mid-season move, and then that way we'll then change all the decals. It allows me to work on the upcoming Project Phoenix mod as well. Well, when I say upcoming, it's a couple of months away, but obviously it's a bigger mod than these sponsor files. But yes, Christian Horner wants us to win the championship. Considering how we did last year, we did win 3 wins. We actually got 4 fastest laps, which is a record for me, and never got that many in the season. It's a miracle if I get a fastest lap anyway. We just need to get pole position. I mean, I do have a very bad record though from pole position, because if I get pole then I don't win the race. It's a record that is unhealthy on this channel, and we need to put a stop to it. But ultimately I don't think that's going to happen on this year's game, because ultimately qualifying is still in favour of the AI compared to the race pace. But yes, we are still going to do a couple of upgrades. I thought I'd do a power upgrade just to try and get it through. Obviously, we're going to need that driver acclaim if we want to be able to fall a big money move to another team. They're pretty much maxed out on all the facilities as well, and they've literally got 3 pits left, pretty much fully maxed out on the durability there as well, with only a few more, one on the aerodynamics and chassis, and 2 on the engine side to do. But here we are in Australia. I mean, obviously there is a little bit of a season break, so we will have a bit more time to ponder ourselves between round 1 and round 2, thanks to Vietnam not being there. But this is what you've all come to see then: the AI getting lost in qualify. So I'm driving out because I don't drive to the track because of the QUALI sync glitch. And I notice, you can see here on the mini map, there's a yellow flag, and that yellow flag is coming out. And you noticed, just this is on board with George Russell. I can't get the thing, but that AlphaTauri there is not in, that's not in its pit garage. That's the Williams pit garage. We can go on board. We've got George Russell in the middle of a field, just manually floating. I don't know where he's going. I don't know. maybe he got a bit hungry and thought we'd try. It's not George Russell, excuse me. It's actually Danny Kvyat. That's my bad. But yes, I don't know. I mean, maybe he thought there was a Burger King around there, but he just literally. It's only in the slight fact, and we got Antonio Giovinazzi, or he's floating on water, and that means, of course, because of course we had the figure who was supposed to be on the boat, and the boat wasn't modelled into the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, well, he was christened by I think it was Jimmy Broadbent as Jesus. Jesus has returned to F1 2020, taking control of Antonio Giovinazzi and driving a car, levitating it over the water. But yeah, it's only that split second, and then they all, as soon as that happens, they all just magically come back into line. Really, it's only those two that I could really find. Although, here's the yeah, he's in the it's the Alpha Tauri. I think it's Magnussen. He's in the Alfa Romeo pit garage. So I don't know what's been going on there. But yes, into our qualifying lap then. Ultimately, it's business. It's the same as usual. Nothing's changed. It's a bit like Southampton's defending. Nothing's changed from last season to this season, and we're still having an absolutely terrible qualifying. We're down in 16th place behind the Alfa Romeos. I'm pretty sure we're going to be probably down to 18th place. Only the Williams, who are, let's be honest, really slow. You'll find out how slow they are in Thursday's My Team career mode, actually. But yes, we're 2 tenths up, going through in the middle section. We've got a couple of Ferraris behind us who are, let's face it, still got their illegal power unit because they haven't had the performance patch yet into this game. Going through the middle sector, that annoying Bollard's gone through that left-right, so that's good, and we can 3.5 tenths up, so down to 18th place. So we're actually Kvyat's actually ahead of us now after initially getting lost in the middle of a field. I mean, maybe he corner cut the track, and that's how he managed to get ahead of us. We're down to 19th place, coming across the line. It's almost. It's exactly 5 tenths. I think it is, or very close to 5 tenths improvement. It's only 14th though, so our problems continue. I'm not. It may be the track really though. Teammate up in P3, 8 tenths faster than us, the Mercedes. Even though we've got the fastest car, they are far too fast for us. Disappointing then. Let's see what we can do in the race. It's time for the Australian Grand Prix.
I hope you're ready to get another season started. Let's try and improve on last year.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal. And it's make or break here at Albert Park, home of the Australian Grand Prix since 1996. And home to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. Its combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Magnussen, Esteban Ocon, and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Vettel, Norris, and George Russell, Gasly, Sainz, Max Verstappen and a Red Bull, Stroll, Perez, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Nick de Vries, Kvyat, and Nicholas Latifi. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So yeah, it's an interesting thing from Emma. We will try and improve on last year. I think we can. There are tracks where we didn't have the greatest of qualifyings last year, but we were very good at, like Hungary, I think, as well. Canada, we could have won, really. So it's just about making that extra step up, really. Obviously, see where it happens when we get to our new team. Fire lights are out and away we go, and it's a great start, better than Verstappen then, but then of course everybody in front of us makes an equally good start. We're going to dive from, I think that's Sainz and one of the Alfa Romeos, I think it's Raikkonen, no, not Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, excuse me, as we go side by side with George Russell up to turn 3, all little of a bang, and we'll try and go around the outside of Norris, also trying to avoid going into the back of him. We're going to have a look down the inside of Sebastian Vettel up into turn 4, thank you very much, and up into P9, and that's a great start. So yeah, here I sort of didn't want to go into the back of Norris. Norris then squeezes out Vettel, which allows us to stick our nose out the inside, and Vettel actually loses out to Russell as well in the end, and we're up into P9. So we made up 5 positions in the start, but then of course my pace is well known for not having really good pace. We're on the the medium tyres as well, which feel very terrible at this point for paces. Russell goes down the inside. We try and close the door on him, and there's contact, and Russell is round. That's no warning penalty there from the FIA. It's a bit 50-50, but we do have a little bit of front wing damage. So we are in the pit stop. We are going to up. It's only lime green, but we are going to up the wings a little bit just to compensate that in the pit stop to 5.8. It's not really going to help us improve too much with the pace. Sebastian Vettel did move on to the back of us, but unfortunately for him, Ferrari's woes continues, and he's out of the race. We're coming in at the end of lap 5. Albon's been in as well, so I'm not sure how this is going to affect us, because effectively he should be coming in now. He's gone, so the team should be reset, but they're not. So, and we've been held as well. There we go. We're finally. Well, that was an unsafe release into the path of George Russell, but we'll gloss over that. Everybody's a little bit double stacking. Danny Kvyat. The Williams there is Ricciardo's ghosting for some reason. Again, this game has no means there. We're going to brave it out the soft tyres. I think we can just about get this done. The tyre weight isn't that much on a 25% race. As Lewis Hamilton down there 4th, Leclerc in P5, Bottas leading from Albon there, and with Magnussen up to 3rd as well. So we've got to get a move on and at least get Norris and Ricciardo, I reckon. Leclerc and Hamilton might be a little bit too difficult considering my pace at this track hasn't been great. We actually might get Ricciardo on the restart here. We're in his slipstream. We're going to have to fake to the right. We'll go to the left hand side. He's just about going to... There's just enough space to get through. We have a little bit of grass on our tyres and move up into P8 is Kvyat. Now he's going to be the one, he's going to be blocking the likes of Sainz, but there's not really many people out there. We're going to have a look around at the outside of Norris there, and it's a deja vu move that we made on Sebastian Vettel earlier in the race, and we're up into what will be P7 now, because Valtteri Bottas is going to throw away his race win and give it to Alex Albon, and Ricciardo there as head of Norris there now. So Norris dropping down. Keep that Bottas retiring Max Verstappen into the points. So that's the first time Verstappen's been into the points. But Ricciardo, his tyres really went off. Our tyres went off. We couldn't really catch Hamilton and Leclerc today. Better qualifying is needed. Zandvoort's a better track for us than Australia, and considered all things considered, I will definitely take P6 after considering the fact we've only qualified 14th on the grid. First points, Williams and Haas got points as well, which is interesting. I hope those two can develop, because especially Haas, because they had such a poor season. Williams and Kvyat especially got lucky last year. What was it? Italy with the safety car last year, if I remember rightly, in Season 2. Verstappen They're getting Haas's first point since season 1. So that they've had a couple of qualifiers. I think he's been in the top 10, but the strategy not really paying off. But the troubling times there for us if Albon is there in first, Magnussen gets second. I mean, he pretty much likes to love this track anyway. There's work to be done in terms of the thing. Gasly only 15th, so a lot. He might have. This is him chance potentially missing out on a Red Bull seat when we leave. But yes, in terms of the Constructors' Championships, we are 13 points clear of Renault. Mercedes and Ferrari yet to make an appearance, so see if we can make it
performance out there.
again on that.
I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
Well, the good start and dive bombing everybody and making that fast start was great,
It
and just
the
holding on
cleanest
to
race
it.
today, was it?
This is going to be about Russell. We don't want to. I close the door 50-50 in my view, but I know there are people that would have moaned about that.
Appreciate your time.
Yes, thanks for wasting mine as usual, Claire. We do gain more driver acclaim, which is good. So, although we don't want to gain too much, otherwise another team won't be able to afford us, and then we might end up without a team. I don't know if that's actually possible to end up without driving for a team. I don't think it is. I think you just have to end up re-signing for your current team at your lesser contract. We've got 1,939 resource points, but I'm not really thinking about doing much with them. Red Bull are already top of the Sashi and Aero department, and I'm sort of going to just leave it for them to do their own. Obviously that Aero department was good, but we haven't got... The perk fund is something that is being neglected so much on driver career mode, because where's all this money going with the money that they pay us? I actually don't know, because all we get is it's basically they copied and pasted it from my team in terms of that. But yes, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, see more episodes of the F1 2020 Driver Career Matters will come out. We'll have the second episode coming next week, not the third, because I'm going to do we've got another F1 2021 mod coming next week. Until the next time, take care, thank you so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.